Howdy everybody! Continuing the Star Control 2, the Quan Masters playthrough here. When we left off last time, we were just established contact with the Earth Starbase and found out how badly everything has gone since since we've been gone, shall we say? Although our character we were born on the planet that we were exploring, that our parents had been exploring, so we missed out on the war, the bad end of this war. So today this recording we're going to be exploring the Sol system, and we're going to go gather minerals. Because we need more minerals. Actually, just occurred to me I should probably. There's one thing I should buy before we leave. It just occurred to me. I'm a dumbass. Ah, damn it, missed. So slow and unmaneuverable. Ah! There we go. Just occurred to me, we actually really need, we need more cargo. Storage bay, there we go. That should be enough for now. Alright, now I know where most of the good minerals are in the system, fortunately. Well, I remember where most of them are. There are a couple of things left on Mercury which are pretty good. Venus doesn't really have much of anything. And I'll go look at the stars in a bit. Actually, let's go take a look at Venus and such. We already looked at Mercury in the last part, and we mostly mined it out. Here's Venus. We'll scan it. And as you can see, it doesn't have much in the way of minerals. Here's a bunch of useful information about the planet. Or how far away it orbits the planet, how many atmospheres it's got, the surface temperature, how hot it is bad, weather class. The higher the number, the nastier the weather is, and nastier the tectonics are. That means there's likely to be inclement weather that could damage our lander and kill crew members. Tectonics is how likely it is there are going to be earthquakes and such. The hotter the planet, the more likely it is going to be there'll be hot spots that could damage the lander and kill crew. How massive it is. This will determine mass. Actually, mass and gravity will determine how much fuel it takes to take back off the planet, radius and all this other stuff. Lots of useful information. There's almost nothing here, and the weather. It's got class 8 weather. The rankings in this is from basically 1 to 9, I think, maybe 10. Yeah, we're not going to Venus. It's a bad place. There's nothing really worth it there, and yeah, ow. Yeah, we're not going there. If there was better minerals there, I might have considered it. Alright, we'll go over to Mars here. Mars doesn't have much in the way of resources either, but we'll take a quick look. Damn it, I missed. God, this thing is... Thing steers... God, pregnant whales steer better than this thing. Ugh. Alright, Mars... colder, less dense, weather and tectonics are very nice, but all it's got is sort of, common. It's got base minerals, nothing we really need at the moment. I mean, we'll come back here. If we really need minerals, we'll come back, but alright, we're gonna go to Jupiter. Not because we can mine Jupiter itself, because we can't. But its moons, the moons might have some stuff. So we can scan, you know, nothing there. And if we try to dispatch, it's a gas giant. We can't land on it. So, yeah. Alright, let's go to Jupiter's moons. Alright, Io. Class 4 tectonics. It's actually surprisingly cold, despite that it actually does have... We have evidence of volcanoes, but it's actually a very cold planet, a cold moon. Oh, look at that! Radioactives! Lots of them. Radioactives. Okay, almost filled the lander here. Filled the lander, take off. So yes, this line over here, on the red line on the right there by our lander, is cargo. The blue line is how much room you've got for biological data. We're not filling on biological data at the moment, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright. And... ooh, damn it, lost a crew member there through a bit of an earthquake. And there we go. We have cleared off Io. Next moon. Europa! It's got red ones, which I believe are corrosives. They're worth something. And it looks like they've got some radioactives here, so we're gonna go mine the hell out of Europa also. And Europa is also a very nice and safe planet. See, we got a little blaster thingy on our lander for dealing with hostile life forms. And we might as well grab everything else here while we're at it. Yeah, the red ones aren't worth very much, but... we got a lot of cargo space, and we're not leaving the system, so it's pretty much worth it. Actually, we can take a look at exactly what they're worth if we go to the manifest, cargo. Red is... so yes, the common minerals, which are sort of bluish-gray, are worth 1. The red ones are worth 2 units each, 2 resource units each. The white ones, which are the base metals, are worth 3 each. Noble gases, which are blue, are worth 4. Rare earths, which are green, are worth 5. Precious metals are worth 6. Radioactives are worth 8 each, and exotics are worth 25 each. Exotics are hard to find outside of certain planets. Ganymede. Base minerals. Meh. Not really worth... yeah, it's probably worth landing for. Let's grab these. It's a safe landing. Oh, these are actually commons. These are not really worth it. Alright, we filled up. We're not going to go land back for the rest of them. I missaw those. So I thought those were base minerals, not commons. Callisto has nothing. Alright. And then we're going to leave. And then we'll head off over to Saturn. Assuming I don't miss the planet, which I did, because I'm a dumbass. God! Rah! There we go. Alright, we're not going to bother scanning Saturn itself. They don't have all of Saturn's moons here, obviously, but... they just have Titan. Alright, this is base minerals. You can tell these are a lot grayer than the ones which are very white. Ow, lightning. Ow. This was not really worth it. Alright, let's see, can we... alright, ow, that was a lot of damage. We're not going to go back and mine the rest of it because, ow. Took more damage than I wanted to. Here's Neptune. Again, we can't land on Neptune, but... Neptune's moon, though. Triton. More base minerals. I might as well grab them over here. Titanium. Arsenic. Lovely. Oop, there we go. Yes, Beck in the chat says, lightning because fuck you and you're dodging. That's the problem with lightning, is you can't actually avoid it. It just... either it hits you or it doesn't. It's a pain in the ass. Alright, alright, we're gonna go over to Uranus. Lots more crew doing this, and I strictly like doing it. Oh, we good. Oh, Uranus. No useful planets. Great, okay. Uranus is also a gas giant, so, yeah, no. And then we're going to go to Pluto, because when this game was made, Pluto was still considered a planet. Here we go, Pluto. Maybe there'll be something useful on Pluto. We'll see. Autoscan. No regular... oh! There's an energy signature. What? And, ooh, purple and exotic. We'll grab that. And there's an energy signature, so we'll go explore that and see what the hell it is. 5 soul crystals. Okay. Alright, now... if you had played Star Control 1, you would recognize this immediately. That is a Spathi Eluder. It is a... the Spathi are a race that are a member of the Urquan's hierarchy of battle thralls, and they're apparently one of the races who were assigned to watch Sol. So let's go investigate. Our blasters do nothing. Took damage. Mayday from surface. We have come under fire from an alien vessel we found hiding on the surface of Pluto. Captain, they killed Kowalski, Fritz, Chin, O'Donnell, Luigi, and all 3 of the Lieberman triplets. We have returned fire, but our stunner can't penetrate the ship's hull armor. We are initiating emergency launch procedures. End of transmission.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spotty Captain Whistle. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spatiwa, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spati cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spati, is Happy Muffy Duffy. Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle. I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close. I hope nobody got hurt.
And thus, we get to meet the Spathy. Hi there, friend. We come in peace and mean you no harm.
Are you sure? Because your statement is often just a more polite way of saying, "Attention, alien vessel! Identify yourself or be destroyed!" In any event, I am Spotty Captain Toriko of the void ship Star Runner, based here in this planetary system as part of the powerful Earth-powered Star Force, which our master, the Quan, established here to make sure the Earthlings don't do anything tricky.
Where are the Quan now?
Our masters don't really keep us very well informed about their goings-on, so that all we know is that immediately after the subjugation of the last Alliance race, the Hut, I think, the Quan gathered their dreadnoughts and departed for the edge of the galaxy, commanding us to obey the slave laws or face their wrath when they returned.
So apparently, the Ahat were subjugated. And the Ahat were members of the Alliance of Free Stars. Do you know anything about the other alien races?
We only know bits and pieces of what happened to each race. For instance, when defeated, the Yahat joined the hierarchy as combat thralls, while the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded on a planet in the Bug Squirt star system. No, that's not right. I forget its name. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Shofixti. They were utterly wiped out in a gigantic blaze of glory.
Alright, so the Cyrene have been slave shielded on the Bug Squirt system, i.e. Beetlejuice. And the Shofixti apparently went on a blaze of glory. Okay, what happened?
The Shofixti were half feral, as you know, having been uplifted by the Yahat just a few decades before the start of the war. Given their habit of detonating those suicidal so-called glory devices in combat, it came as no particular surprise to me when, upon the arrival of the Orquan Primary Task Force at their homeworld, the Shofixti caused their sun to explode in a colossal supernova, destroying the entire planetary system, and not incidentally dozens of Orquan dreadnoughts.
Alright, what about yourself, Wiffo?
Me? You mean me, personally? Nice of you to ask. I was born a poor green incrusting, the youngest child of a family of 18,487. My male parents had to work hard to support us, very hard. But each of my brothers and sisters and I tried to help out to make ends meet. The female parent was kind and sweet to all of us. Why, she once even called me by name. She said, what a treat, a golden memory. I swiftly matured into a fine example of my species with my parents' assistance. Achieved independence. Specifically, they pried me from the door jam and rolled me into the street. Thus prepared, I set out to make my fortune. I had great dreams in those days. Yes, great dreams. I knew that someday I would be vastly rich, wealthy enough to afford a large, well-fortified mansion. Surrounding my mansion would be vast tracts of land, through which I could slide at any time I wished. Of course, one can never be too sure that there aren't monsters hiding just behind the next bush. So I would plant trees to climb at regular, easy-to-reach intervals. And being a spotty of the world, I would know that some monsters climb trees, though often not well, so I would have my servants place in each tree a basket of perfect stones. Not too heavy, not too light, just the right size for throwing at monsters. I was thinking about what color the stones would be painted. Aqua, mauve, or magenta, when a vegetable cart came careening down the street outside my house. I was likely unconscious. When I awoke, I was aboard the void ship Star Runner, headed for Earth. Apparently, I had been out of my head for quite some time after the accident, and with the assistance of some kind strangers, had been relieved of my funds and convinced to join the Navy, where I have been unpleasantly employed for the last 25 years.
Alright, what are you doing here on Pluto, Fwiffo?
About 20 years ago, this region of space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was composed of the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them.
Okay, we know that. What are you doing here on Pluto?
When the Quan armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy as combat brawls and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space, or become a fellow species and return to free atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Earth and Spartan fleets to create the so-called Earth Guard and station them at a base on Earth's moon.
Okay, tell me what you're doing on Pluto, now.
Originally, we were stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Scotty a bit uneasy because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. Though the Illrath kept telling us that it was impossible since the Earthlings had no ships or weapons whatsoever. That made us feel a bit better, but when the Illrath left, again we grew fearful and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto.
Okay. What happened to the Elroth station in the system?
The Illrath contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, yes, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Earthon dreadnought vanished from this region of space. They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Illrath's passivity and wanted them to kill, or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went up to have some fun.
Well, those are often the same things for the Elroth, so... when do you expect them back?
Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, we asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of, real soon.
Alright, so what's happening on the base at Luna then?
We decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt. In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio malnorme fun rum called Winky's Happy Night, hoping they would think we were still there.
Alright, this is all good. Where is the rest of the Spathy fleet?
Over the past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth-Guard forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we Spotty call the Ultimate Evil!
Who or what is this ultimate evil?
As yet, the ultimate evil remains largely unmanifest, and its powers and exact intentions are still a bit obscure, since it lurks just outside the range of even the most sensitive long-range detectors, which we feel gives conclusive evidence as to the ultimate evil's nefarious intent.
Aha! Just outside of sensor range, huh? How many crew do you have aboard, Fufo?
Dozens, that is to say scores, and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super-efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to do today.
Hundreds? Come on.
I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor spuffer like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect. I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' Lunar-class void ships typically holds 30 spuffer crewmen, though at present my vessel, the Star Runner, is not up to full complement due to the needs of my homeworld in their resistance against the ultimate evil. And in fact, my vessel is somewhat understaffed right now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit frightening, as I am sure you can understand.
The galaxy teems with threatening monsters. Are you happy here, alone and vulnerable?
How true, Captain, how true! In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, and yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with death.
Sure, Fufo, sure. Why are you still here, Fufo?
Since it was our most powerful and unforgiving masters, the Quan, who stationed us here, we knew it would be grossly stupid to disobey them completely, but we decided it would be okay to send just one ship home. We used one of our most ancient and solemn rituals, Quan to pick the lucky ship. Then, some months later, we decided that it wouldn't really hurt if we sent one more ship home. And then later we sent another, and then another. Well, you get the idea. Alas, as fate would have it, when the final ritual was performed, I, Peripheral, was left here alone. For as even the most immature in wrestling knows, there must always be one spotter who picks the short top runs.
I'm sure you feel a lot safer with us. Come, Fufo, join our fleet.
Happy days and jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your offer of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment, though, and make sure you understand that any other spotty ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
All right. Well, let's go back to Earth. So we now have Captain Quiffo and his eluder ship. The Spathy eluder is one of my favorite ships in the game. It's very maneuverable and fast, and has it has a fairly large crew, so it takes a lot to destroy it. Takes 30 points of damage to blow it up. Also, its main gun is this little piece that shoots forward at a high rate of fire, but that's not its real weapon. Its secondary weapon is a rear firing tracking torpedo, and it can fire a few of those at once without running out of power. This Spathy's a lot of fun to fly. You'll get to see me fly it at some point. Alright, Starship Commander. Surveys Commander, we've got minerals offload.
I am at your disposal, Captain.
I have minerals offload.
Not a bad job, Captain.
Alright.
Be careful out there, Captain.
Great. We're going to go exploring in a moment here. But it is time to, as much as I want to... Let's get another fuel tank here. We'll want that. Alright, we're going to want more thrusters. Doesn't matter where you place them. I'm just doing it because I like to do. I like to have them spaced out a bit better. So I want at least 6 of those. Okay, we need to dish some of these. Oop, nope. All right. I think we can dish 1 of the 5, I think. God, we need more. Oh, yeah. Alright. Module. We're going to dish another returning module. I want to get... that should be enough, I think. Alright, we're going to save the game here. I'm going to save over my old save game up here. Alright, we have mostly mined out the system. Alright. Just look at my notes here. Alright, so we're going to go to Star Map. Now this is actually a very useful thing. It'll tell you the areas of space when you interact with aliens. It'll tell you the area of space they hang out in. And this sort of highlighted area here is how far you can travel in your current tank of gas, basically. Additionally, you can move around on it. You can zoom in and out. Oop, wrong thing. Wrong button. Yeah, that's right. Plus and minus on the numeric keypad will zoom in and out. We are going to be heading down to Alpha Centauri for a couple of reasons. Which you'll see. On the way, which is it? I forget which system I'm looking for. Where is it? Beta Lyrae, I believe. Beta Lyrae has a place we can mine for some stuff. is where we're going to head right now. The nice thing is that if you hit enter on a planet on your star map, when you go back to navigate, it'll engage autopilot and fly you there automatically, which is very nice. Some of the chat mentions it looks that you'll notice that the date keeps going forward. That's because time passes in the game as you play. There is actually an in-game time limit. If the game goes past a certain point, you end up losing. So. Beta Lyrae, and I want to go to the 5th planet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. This is one of the planets that is actually very nice. Yep, you'll notice that this planet is funky looking. This is a ruby world. There are actually 3 types of sort of planets that are named after sort of gemstones: ruby, sapphire, and emerald. They are among the planets that have the most minerals on them. They are extremely worthwhile to go to. Just want to say hi to people in the chat. Hello, Heartman. Welcome to the chat. All right, we're going to auto scan here. Yep, this has got radio. It's got exotics, so beautiful. Neutronium. Neutronium. Alright, there are other stuff in the system, but that's the one reason I came here, and that was totally worth it. Star map. Over to Alpha Centauri. Yeah, you have a few in-game years to complete it, but... And, hey look, there's a ship there. Let's go talk to it. Maybe it'll be friendly.
I am Trade Master Greenish, in command of the Melnome starship, inevitably successful in all circumstances. I bid you a formal welcome, Captain. Though we Melnome have just recently arrived in this region of space, we have long desired to make contact with your species and look forward to an extended, profitable relationship.
Okay, well, cool. We are in peace, representing the United Federation of Worlds.
Even before our first meeting, we knew of you, Captain. Though your struggle to free Earth shall be a long and difficult challenge, fraught with great danger and mystery, we have great confidence in you and your abilities.
How did you know about us before meeting us?
We gather information from 1,000 secret sources in space and time. Our charge for revealing even one of these sources would be so high that your species would be in debt to us for centuries.
So noted. What can you tell us about yourselves?
Our origins and purposes are frankly mysterious, and due to several unavoidable factors, we are unable to discuss ourselves in any great detail.
What are these unavoidable factors?
First and foremost among these factors is our unwillingness to give away information. About our history, psychology, and mental powers, our unique physiology, the exact locations of homeworlds, or our potentially ominous long-range plans. However, these important and relevant pieces of information are available for a nominal sum of credits.
Do you have any information which we might find useful to us?
Absolutely. Our primary trade good is information. Why, right here on my display screen, I have something which I am certain would be of incalculable value to you. We can discuss the details of this very significant information later, when we have established normal trading procedures, at which time we shall also discuss the nature of our fees.
Fees? Surely your culture is far beyond such pettiness as money.
You are, of course, correct. We long ago abandoned currency, and now only deal with commodities that have intrinsic value, such as valuable information.
But our cause is just. Isn't altruism the highest pinnacle of morality?
No, it is not. In fact, in our culture, giving, with no fair exchange of goods or services, is considered vulgar and inappropriate. Please do not mention this subject again.
Okay, shall we begin trading now?
Yes, let us get down to business. Since this is your first time trading with us, let me explain how our system works. We are interested in purchasing certain items, specifically biological data on alien life forms, and the coordinates of certain strange worlds, whose radiant energies defy all scanners, producing a rainbow-like image. In exchange, we have many interesting and valuable commodities, such as fuel, compatible with your starship's hyperdrive thrusters, technological specifications, allowing you to build new devices for your ship, and many important secrets which may help you in your travels. To facilitate trade, we translate all your sales into interstar credits, with which you may make purchases. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Now, what can we do for you today?
Why did your bridge turn purple?
That's a good question, with a very interesting answer. The fee for this information is 12 million credits.
As an aside, you can't actually earn that many credits in-game. We have nothing to sell. So...
It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
Alright, so, while we're here, we may as well do a little bit of mining. What systems are they? I've my notes here.
How nice to see you again,
You wandered
Captain.
back into us.
Now, what can we do for you
3 and 8,
today?
okay.
It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We
Yes. Alright, so we're going to plant 3 first. These are, a little... what I'm going to be doing here... Actually, I probably should save. Because this is going to be tricky, and I might lose too much. So I might lose my lander doing this. This is going to be dangerous, but totally worth it. Because this is one of the most unstable Ruby worlds in the game. It has tons of exotics, but you'll notice the surface temperature is 658 degrees. It's covered in hotspots. So I'm gonna have to be quick on this. That wasn't too bad. Alright, dispatch. This, by the way, is very risky, but very, very worth it. I lost some crew there. Didn't lose any crew there. Woo! That wasn't too bad. Lost a lot of crew there, but manifest roster. I actually didn't pull anybody off just yet. I can pull crew out of my ships onto my flagship if I need to. All right, then we're gonna go to planet 8, I believe. Let me just check my notes here. Yes, planet 8. All right. 8. So it's that one there. The one the Melnor is sort of hanging around. Okay, well. Alright, game, we're going to save again. Yes, I know for green eyes, but it's necessary, sadly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Didn't lose anybody that time. This planet's a little bit less awful than the last one. Dodge, 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 weave, parry, spin. Yes! Didn't lose anybody. Excellent. Alright, we got all the rare minerals out of the system, which is good. And... Alright, so from here, we are going to go... what I think we're going to do right now is we're going to stop the recording. We're going to wrap up this little part here. And from here, next episode, we're going to be going on to investigate the G-Class system to find out about the Pakunk that the Ilroth we fought at the beginning of the game told us about. So, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys soon. See ya.